Hello everyone, I'm day weather meteorologist Don Day with your Public Lands Council weekly weather update for this September 3rd, 2022. Well, welcome to a new month. This update is being brought to you by Ag Risk Advisors and WSR Insurance Services Incorporated. Taking a look at the first week of September, first of all, we're going to see a pattern change by next weekend. Pattern change that will bring a bit more of an active pattern to the west. But until then, boy, is it going to be warm and dry. Temperatures are going to be very, very warm across the Rockies and the plains into the Pacific Northwest, California, and the Great Basin states. And little in the way of any significant rainfall is expected for at least the weekend and into a large part of next week before that changing pattern by next weekend. Now, what will bring that change? Well, we've got more rain coming to the southern plains and Gulf Coast as tropical activity is increasing in both the Atlantic and the Pacific. We had a tropical storm form here lately just off the Baja of California and Mexico that's going to drift north that may bring impacts to the western United States by next weekend. Something to keep an eye on. But it's going to be another extension, another week of summer-like weather for the west as we go into the first days of September. The latest drought monitor still showing a lot of drought, but if you were to look at the last 4 weeks, there's a lot of green. There's also a lot of yellow. Yellow and orange meaning drought status getting worse. The green and the blue showing drought conditions improving. Look at Texas. Look at New Mexico, Arizona, even parts of southern Nevada and into California, parts of Colorado and Wyoming. Some pockets where there's been improvement in the last 4 weeks. So it's bad news, but some good news in other areas as well. Let's hope that continues as we head into the end of the year and as we get into 2023. For the past week, this is through this past Thursday. You can see there's been some rain. It hasn't been too impressive in the west, mainly along and east of the divide. And if you look at the anomaly, most areas in white and brown. White means average amounts of precipitation for last week. Brown means below normal. More brown than green on that map. The exception, Texas, down along the Gulf Coast there, than that one area in west, central, and northwestern areas of South Dakota and far northeastern Wyoming, and a few patches of green there in Montana. Now, this is where we're going to be here to start this forecast period. For this upcoming weekend, you see that large area of pink in the west? That's a sunny, dry pattern with strong high pressure. Now, right here, we have Tropical Storm Javier. That storm system is going to turn into a hurricane, then drift north. As it does so, that may impact Mexico and parts of the southwest United States later in the week. But this is a pretty warm and dry pattern here to start off this forecast period. But by next weekend, notice how much things change. There's kind of a change in the weather pattern with high pressure in the Pacific. Here's what's left of the tropical storm that will become a hurricane that may impact Arizona, maybe even Southern California by next weekend. That's something that you're going to want to watch over the next week, is whether that hurricane and what's left of its remnants could come up in parts of the desert Southwest, something to keep an eye on. Cooler weather will come into the Pacific Northwest, the northern plains and the northern Rockies with maybe some shower activity as well. So we've got another week or so, shorter than that, maybe 5 or 6 days of this very warm, dry pattern. Then after that, we get a little taste of fall in the west and maybe a little bit of moisture coming up from the southwest as well. The precipitation outlook over the next week shows that potential. See this area of rain right here? That's what could be coming in from that storm system, the tropical storm and hurricane. Some model solutions actually bring rain to this area's far north and west. So it's possible that maybe the deserts of California might get rain out of this, something to watch. And then we've got this system up here in western Canada. This will be associated with that cold front by next weekend. That'll bring about a bit of a change in the weather. Our next update will be the 10th. Have a great week ahead, everybody.